Mr. Montek Singh and Mr. Shad, friends sitting on the dais and off the dais, I am delighted to be here with all of you this afternoon. The topic of today's discussion, as you know, is can good economics be good politics? I commend the CII for initiating a lively debate on such interesting topic. The topic raises issues of philosophical nature as well as issues pertaining to mundane business. Volumes have been written on this subject. I would only refer to one of the most sagacious thinkers of our country, namely Kautilya, when he says that good economics is driven by concerns for the welfare of all sections of the society, especially the lowest strata of the society, which certainly leads to good politics. Neither economics nor politics can be divorced from real life. In my view, they are two sides of the same coin. Both dominate all spheres of life, from unitary family to international affairs. I would like to emphasize that good economics and good politics put together make good governance. Haryana is one of the shining examples of this. Haryana is a small state geographically. It accounts for just 1.3% of total area of the country, but it contributes nearly 3.4% to the national GDP with per capita income of about 1.24 lakh during 2012-13. It occupies the top position amongst the major states of the country. Haryana today has harnessed the progressive thirst of industrialization. With its innovative policies and pragmatic strategy, the state-of-art infrastructure facility, industry-friendly policies, responsive administration, peaceful law and order situation, and abundant skilled manpower make it a preferred destination for setting up industry and enterprise. The economic growth of Haryana registered an average annual growth rate of 6.4% during period from 66-67 to 2004-5. But during the last 8 years, the state economy grew at an excellent average annual growth rate of 9.3%, much higher than the rate of growth of Indian economy, which was 8.4%. The exports from Haryana have crossed rupees 55,000 crore during year 2011-12. As per the SOCHM report of October 2012, 87% of the total investment received in Haryana are from private sector, which speaks volumes about the investment opportunities in the state. An SOCHM report of 2010 stated that the Haryana achieved 81% implementation rate of pledged investment, far ahead of other states. As per CMI report of 2007, Haryana achieved the top position in terms of per capita investment. As per India Today's State of States study report of 2011, Haryana is ranked as the top state in the most improved big state health and education sector categories. Creation of a world-class infrastructure has been our top priority. We are constantly striving to improve connectivity, ensure adequate power supply, water supply, and provide effective logistics support to industry. We have already brought the metro to Gurgaon. Work on metro project for Faridabad is in progress. Foundation of Bhadragarh link has also been laid. We are proud to implement the first intra-city metro in PPP mode in Gurgaon. Our other initiatives include upgradation of national and state highways, new intercity connectivities, intra-city transports, etc. At the same time, agriculture sector too has been priority area for us. Haryana is the second largest contributor of food grain to the central pool. We are the leader in export of basmati rice. About 60% of the basmati export from India is from Haryana alone. Haryana has been awarded Krishi Kraman Award for 2 consecutive years, 2010-11 and 2011-12, for outstanding performance in wheat production and productivity in the country. We are well aware that the 21st century is known as the knowledge century. Education is key to knowledge, and state government has made concentrated effort to make education for all a reality with required academic and infrastructure facility and easy access. We have succeeded in most of these areas primarily due to our people-friendly and progressive policy and a political will to implement some of the path-breaking ideas. We have succeeded because we stand committed to goal of inclusive growth with a clear focus on the poorest of poor. Some people feel that the political realities have been preventing implementation of rational economic policies. I would only say that if a policy is not politically correct, it is difficult to assume its economic sustainability. Because the so-called rational economics does not exist in vacuum. Politics also generates its own economics. It creates its own dynamics of development. It creates stakeholder lobbies which negotiate for their respective space in the decision-making process. Good politics will always focus how to safeguard the interest of the most vulnerable people and bring them to center stage. There is no such thing as an absolute good economics, nor can there be good politics relevant forever. Both constructs are relative and they change their shades in time and space. Further, at times, societies and economics also have to carry a historical baggage which can further complicate equations. Good politics is how to work this complicated dynamics successfully. That is why politics is called the art of impossible. One can go on and on. The truth is that managing public affairs is a very complex job. What ultimately matters is whether we succeed in improving the lives of the people for whom we work. I leave the issue to your judgment with these words. Best wishes to all. Thank you very much.